Hello and welcome back to Nostalgia Nights. This time we're playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This is a game I first played on my uncle's Nintendo back in the day, and I later bought it for the Game Boy Advance, which is the version we'll be playing today, as it has some extra content that I hope I'll be able to include in this playthrough. But no guarantees though, as this content is normally unlocked by playing the Four Swords multiplayer game that comes with the same cartridge. And since I don't have anyone to play with, I might have to see if I can find a workaround at some point during this playthrough. But that's enough rambling from me, let's get started. I might read out some of the dialogue in this game to make it a bit less quiet, but it didn't feel right reading over the beginning of it, so that's gonna be the way it is for now. We'll see what we do as we progress. We got the lamp. That's my A button. I really like the music in the beginning, by the way. Although that shouldn't be a surprise, it's a Zelda game. All the music is good. But something about the dark and dreary songs, like the kind of ominous, evil songs in Zelda, I like more than usual. Everyone is telling me to go get some sleep. I wonder how old Link is in this game. Alright, let's get in here. Basement floor 1. I think if we listen closely when I move into the next room. No? Is he still alive? I can't talk to him. I thought maybe we would hear like the typical sound you hear when enemies die in this game as a sign of him being dead. But I suppose not. Maybe I'm just misremembering things, or maybe that's just the Super Nintendo version? It has been a while since I played this game, and even longer since I played the Super Nintendo version. When I picked this game up, I usually played the Game Boy Advance version, just because it's easier to get to play. Because the Super Nintendo has a bunch of old cables that don't work on most TVs anymore, so you have to like get a bunch of conversion cables and strange like, I don't even know what. I don't even know if you have the right cables anymore. Let's get used to the spin attack thing. Because they can walk into it, which is pretty convenient. And these guys with the daggers, they don't care about you at all. They just kind of ignore you, so killing them is kind of evil, but, you know, we need some practice. Although we do want to be a bit careful here because, in my opinion, the beginning of the game is one of the hardest sections of the game, simply because you only have 3 lives and you have limited tools to defend yourself with. Especially the lack of bottles to have potions and fairies in makes this more difficult. But there's also some really good, like, optional items you can get in this game to make the game a lot easier to play. Now, I don't remember if there's any reason to go around here. But we'll go check it out. If anything, we can go take a look at the door that's blocked off that we won't be able to access for a while. This thing looks pretty cool, especially the eye symbol on the ground. I always saw that little energy thing blocking the door as some kind of like electric bats. Which I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what I see. So, everyone acting strangely, is he referring to how the guards attack me on sight? Because, while it might make sense that they attack me because I'm literally sneaking into the castle, you'd think an ordinary guard would at least attempt to question you before attacking you, right? This song is also really good. This is the same song that plays at the end of Minish Cap in Dark Hyrule Castle, and is also one of my favorite songs in the entire Zelda series. Ah, darn it. There's not much reason to fight these guys. Maybe get a few rupees, might be useful, and this is the place we're going, yeah. We need to go into the dungeons and rescue Zelda. And we should get the boomerang soon? Nope, not yet. Is it the next room then? Off to the side or something? Oh no, it's this place first. That was terrible timing. I'll try to keep the humming to a minimum, but man, this music is so good it's hard to contain myself. Take this pot. I love how much freedom you have in choosing how to fight in this game. At least in terms of like how much you can choose how to fight in Zelda games. A lot of the items you pick up in this game can be used as weapons, as opposed to some later Zelda games where most items are just means to solve puzzles. Oh, at least that's how I feel. I might be a bit cynical there. But I definitely feel like the ability to use items to fight in this game is greater than most other Zelda games. And that could both be a good and bad thing. Like, just using items to fight might not be too interesting to most people. But at the same time, when an item is mostly used to solve the puzzle in the temple they're found in, then that's also not too interesting. I think they need to do a bit of both. They need to try to make items that can both be used as ways to solve puzzles and to fight enemies. And they need to make sure that the puzzles that use certain items are utilized in more than just the dungeon you find them in. Which is actually one of the reasons why I would like to play the extra content in this game. Because I believe it not only has some interesting puzzles, but it also combines how you would use items you already have in new and creative ways. So you actually have to like think a little bit on how your items interact in order to solve the different puzzles. Alright, we are approaching our first little mini-boss fights. Now I'm curious if I can chase this guy a little bit by throwing pots at him. I'm not sure if this does more damage, and to be frank, I should probably be saving these pots to heal myself if I do take that. Oh, he dies in 2 pots? Really? Alright, that helps a lot. I think I've killed him with the boomerang before, and it takes a long time. I'm not 100% certain, because usually the boomerang just stuns enemies, so I cannot quite remember if it does just stun him or do a little bit of damage as well. Oh, I would always hit the wrong option when I played this game as a kid. Mostly because some characters in these games ask you if you understood everything, and some of them ask you if you want them to repeat themselves. And when I didn't read English, all I could memorize was the options yes or no, so I would just try to guess if yes or no meant to not have the dialogue appear again, but since the questions vary, there's no real answer to that, so I would just be like, wait, doesn't no usually mean don't repeat what you said? But sometimes it doesn't, so I would often click the wrong thing as a kid. So all the enemies are back. I'm gonna throw the boomerang. Ah, he's stunned for a while. From the sound, it sounds like they take damage from the boomerang, but I don't think they do. So I think maybe when I was a kid and I used the boomerang like a bunch of times on that guy with the spiked club thing on a chain. Some kind of flail, I suppose. When I used the boomerang on him a bunch of times, I probably just thought I was doing damage, but I wasn't. And then I hit him a few times and then he died, and I just assumed that the boomerang did a tiny amount of damage. Let's see, we cannot escape the castle the normal way, so... Ow! We are taking damage, that is not good. Okay, we're back up to full health. I want to make sure I have as much health for this upcoming section. Because so far, things have been pretty simple. But once we get to this secret passage, things are gonna get dark. And I don't mean in the sense that sad and terrible things are gonna happen to people. I mean in the sense that the rooms will literally be dark. And there's a lot of small, fast-moving enemies. I'm pushing from the wrong side. Yeah, there's a lot of small, fast-moving enemies, so it's easy to lose life slowly over time. And because you only have 3 lives, you need all the life you can get.